So, Part 1 Phantom Blood is an alright start to introduce yourself to the world of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, up to Part 2, because after that, none of the things in this part matter, but a head. A lot of things have been said about Part 1, but all things taken into consideration, this is a pretty sweet arc.
Nice!
Yeah, Jonathan isn't as brooding as Jotaro or as godly as Joseph, but he has his fair share of traits. For one, he's an asshole to his only friend and by extension animals, when he feeds Danny grapes, which would most likely kill him in real life. But I'll just put that to Araki himself not being knowledgeable enough in dogs. He's fairly boring at times, but he has his own honest gentleman charm, which is rare nowadays. The name of the game in Part 1 is Hamon, or Ripple, which is sorta like Ki from Dragon Ball or Cosmos in Saint Seiya, meaning that it's a vaguely defined energy force that has something to do with oxygenated blood and breathing. Yeah, I have no idea either. The people in this part aren't as flamboyant as they will be later on, and are more in par with characters of the time period, such as Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. Jonathan is a rich boy without a care in the world, but his life gets turned on its head once Dio gets adopted by his dad. Dio is a dick who's an actual asshole to dogs.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. The night goes on as
Rip Danny 1880. All he wants in life is to become somebody strong and powerful, and he tries to achieve this by destroying Jonathan's world. Dio is the coolest character, and I think he's a better character here than he is in Part 3. Whoops, spoilers. There is a hint of horror all through the series, as Dio accidentally becomes a vampire while plotting to kill Jonathan with the stone mask from ancient times. Dio eventually poisons Jonathan's dad and tries to get his money, but with the help of good old Speedwagon, Jonathan gets an antidote. But then Dio kills his dad anyways. Then, the real meat of the story starts, as Jonathan gets trained by Zeppelin to use Hamon through a series of enemies that Dio takes control of through vampirism. Along the way, he meets new friends like the ever-loyal and exposition-spouting Speedwagon, the best character in the whole series. Of course, there is a love interest in the form of Irina, who is a sweetheart but might as well be a piece of wood when it comes to development. There are a few more characters, but none are really memorable. With that being said, Part 1 is a wonderful adventure filled with creativity, friendship, prostitute killers, Chinese stereotypes, and more. What more could you ask from a shonen? Even with this praise, Part 1 is probably one of the lowest ranking parts of Jojo. This shouldn't be seen as a bad thing, but rather praise of the series as a whole and improvement from Araki, who is a master at his craft nowadays. Of course, Jojo would not be Jojo without musical references, and this is where it all began. Just look at Zeppelin, and Dio himself is named after the master of metal. Hamon may not be as interesting as stands, which come later on, but it's fairly entertaining, especially since nowadays nobody really has an energy force like that, except for maybe Naruto. So, should you give Jonathan and Phantom Blood at least a little bit of praise? Should you watch it? Yeah, you should. It's the start of the series. Don't you want to see how Araki improved? It's the start of the Joestar line. You can't miss it. Thanks for watching, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my other videos. If, you're a weeb like me, or like, in Dragon Ball and Naruto, and I just said Naruto and One Piece, make sure to click the subscribe button and the bell button, because, I make stuff like that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.